Eastern European purling. Okay, Eastern European method is going to approach the stitch from you're going to knit and purl through the back of the stitch as opposed to the front of the stitch, like all of the Western styles like Continental and English. Okay, now I like to work entirely behind the needle. Whether I'm working Eastern or Western method, I advocate working behind the needle. And the reason for that is that almost everyone will tell you to bring your yarn to the front to purl and keep it to the back to knit. And I find that switching motion between front and back to be pretty tedious. And I like efficiency. So I like the methods that allow you to work everything from behind the needle. That way there's as little hand movement as possible. It will increase the speed of your knitting and also strain on your hands. So I like working entirely behind the needle. To work the Eastern European stitch from behind the needle, you're going to approach from underneath the yarn like this. Okay, make sure that your right hand needle goes under your working yarn, not over it. Go under your working yarn, and you're going to come up through the back of the stitch, okay? And in the same motion as the knit stitch, you're going to bring your yarn over your right hand needle. Then you're going to turn and just push that through, and then you have your stitch, okay? As I mentioned on the knit stitch video also, I always work my first stitches. A lot of people will slip the first stitch, but I always work them. It's my preference. I just like the way it turns out that way. If you do work the first stitch, then the way that you keep those nice and neat and tight is to snug up your yarn on your second stitch. Okay, so we'll do that. So you're going to approach from behind the yarn, up through the back of the needle, of the stitch, I'm sorry, yarn over the right needle, turn, and push it through. Okay, second stitch, so we'll snug that up. Under the working yarn, through the back of the stitch, yarn over, turn, push it through. Up through the back of the stitch, push it through. Through the back of the stitch, push it through. And as you can see, this is really an easy movement. There's no really difficult work going on. Up through the back of the stitch, you just switch that yarn over and push it through. It's very, very simple. Very small movements of your hands. Got a little bit of wrist action going on in the right hand, but it's very minimal. And there you go. There are your purl stitches, and as you can see, beautiful purl stitches. They look exactly the same as any Western method stitch, and it's so easy.